Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes is next on the chopping block because of Diddy.
So if Chris Stokes is gay?
I mean, I can't tell you if he's gay. I can tell you that I'm gay, but I don't know if he's gay. I know he likes little and allegedly, hey, that makes you something.
Chris Stokes is back in the news for something terrible. His ex-wife is out saying that I agree that he did all and everything he was accused of.
Chris Stokes, a name once synonymous with the rise of boy bands like Batuque, is back in the headlines, but this time, not for his role in the music industry. Instead, it's for something far darker. For years, whispers about Stokes' inappropriate relationships with the young men he mentored have circulated, but now, thanks to resurfacing footage and shocking new statements from former collaborators, these allegations can no longer be ignored. Is this the final chapter for Chris Stokes? That's the question everyone is asking, especially after explosive revelations about his past are brought back into the limelight as more victims, including Batuque's Raz B and singer Quindon Tarver, step forward with their stories. The music industry's silence on the issue becomes all the more deafening. But who is Chris Stokes? How did someone who helped launch the careers of young artists fall from grace so spectacularly? And what's the truth behind the many allegations that have haunted him for over a decade? Today, we're diving deep into the controversies surrounding Chris Stokes, exploring the shocking claims made by those close to him, and examining how the music industry has handled, or rather mishandled, these serious accusations. And by the end, we'll ask the tough questions. Is this a case of exploitation and abuse? Or are these accusations just a product of years-old grudges? Let's break this down. Before we get into the allegations, it's important to understand just who Chris Stokes was and still is to many people. Born in 1970, Stokes rose to prominence in the early 2000s as the man behind the success of Batuque, a boy band that exploded onto the music scene with hits like Bump, 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 and Uh-huh. He wasn't just a producer. Stokes was a key figure in shaping the sound and style of early 2000s R&B, but it wasn't just Batuque that Stokes had a hand in. He also worked with a number of other successful artists, including Marquise Houston, who would later go on to become a solo artist, and singer Jane Aiko. His influence extended beyond just the studio. Stokes had a hand in the careers of many young stars, positioning himself as both a mentor and a mogul. For a time, everything seemed to be going well for Stokes. He was known as a talented producer with an eye for young talent. He was part of the ultimate team behind some of the most memorable music from the early 2000s, but as his fame grew, so did the rumors surrounding his private life.
I laid there on the floor. Chris was on the bed. Marcus was right there next to me. Once he tried to penetrate me, and then I told him I was bleeding. I said, it hurts. Wow, what the fuck? It hurt, dude. It hurt. It hurt me. I'm a kid. So he was like telling me that it's okay. So I was like, okay, it's okay. You put it in my bowl, bro. Yeah, me, my. With Chris laying on the bed, watching with the big polo teddy bear and the big pillows on the bed. And what?
Quindon described how the alleged attack took place in Chris's bedroom, and when he started sharing what happened...
Did Chris have, are you talking about that wooden bed? Chris had that real high wooden bed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that bed. Hey, on the side of that bed, on the left of it, was it that little glass jar with the change in it, and the little like futon?
Oh my God.
Was there a little?
How do you know about that? Because you were younger than me.
Huh?
How do you know about that? I said, how do you know about that? You were younger than me, so how do you know about that?
Quentin, I'm trying to tell you, I walked through the same thing what you walked through. That first time that Marcus ever put my booty was in that room too.
But Raz B didn't stop there. He also claimed that both Marcus and Chris forced him again during another incident in Las Vegas.
That happened like, I believe that happened like twice, like once there and then like one time like in Vegas, it was like me, Marcus, and Chris.
Now let's talk about Quindin puppies.
Major impact on my career. Excuse me. He was very creative. He was very go get it type attitude. He was not afraid to be himself. He was not afraid to create things and make it his own, and that really became a huge asset to me in my career.
But all those...
Do you know if Chris Stokes is gay?
I mean, I can't tell you if he's gay. I can tell you that I'm gay, but I don't know if he's gay. I know he likes little boys, and allegedly, like I said, I didn't take it like it was intimate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I don't know what, like, I didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
But when the situation happened upstairs in Chris's room, that's a completely different thing.
Right.
And it's not something that I wanted.
Okay.
It was something that was forced upon me.
Right.
And I was told to be quiet or I would lose my career.
Okay.
Now, at that age, was not even in
on your mind.
Yeah, when I knew, I like guys, but let me make the choice when I was ready.
Right.
I didn't have the guy until I was 19.
Right, and
that was my choice.
Right.
To be with someone in the music industry, Marcus, and no, that was not something that I did willingly, and it was not consensual. Let's get that straight for everybody out there that's probably thinking that or who have said that. That's not true.
Oh, do he have any kind of marks down there?
He has a mole.
Oh, so we're not talking about Chris Stokes, we're talking about Marcus.
Marcus Houston has a mole down there, and I think it's, I want to say it's on his testicle.
Okay.
He has a mole on his right testicle.
Oh, okay.
And I know that.
Okay.
Because we have to do shower stuff.
Oh, okay.
And there's other people that knows about the shower stuff. Anyway.
In 2007, things took a drastic turn when Raz B, a member of Batuque, made a shocking public accusation. He claimed that Chris Stokes and fellow band member Marcus Houston had abused him during their time together. The accusations came out of nowhere, stunning fans and industry insiders alike. Stokes, however, vehemently denied the allegations. What followed was a tense back and forth between Raz B and Stokes, with public rebuttals, defamation lawsuits, and intense media scrutiny. Yet, the damage had already been done. The accusations sparked rumors that had been floating around the industry for years. But the story didn't end there. In the years that followed, Quindin Tarver, another young artist Stokes had worked with, also came forward with his own allegations. Tarver claimed that Stokes had not only watched as Marcus Houston assaulted him, but had also played a role in orchestrating the abuse. The allegations were chilling, and the industry was forced to confront something it had long ignored.
I don't do that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. From my heart, what I'm trying to tell you is that ain't me. That was up years ago. I don't do that no more. I don't think, like, the bottom line is that I don't feel like getting on the phone fussing with my cousin. I didn't call him with you. I just don't do that in my life no more. That's what I'm saying. I'm a whole, you haven't been in my life. You were in my life before, Ricky. If you was around me now, you go, what? That's not
Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes is next on the chopping block because of Diddy.
And I'm telling everybody right now, Raz B does not feel safe. Pull out an APB for Raz B in Kansas City. I don't feel safe.
Chris Stokes must be up next, huh? Because what the hell is going on with IMX? They done popped up out of nowhere almost 30 years later, and every single band member got something crazy going on. Something crazy going on.
Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes is next on the chopping block because of Diddy. Starting out with the related headline, Diddy's ex-head of security, yes, I saved Cassie and other people as well. That's great and all, but you should have you should have gone to the police or you should have spoken up sooner, dude.
And y'all,
The mogul / wannabe rapper wants some of the pressure off of him, so is dropping names of other. First up is the record executive from the South and his group. The group's victims include a Y2K boy band and one of Ariana Grande's love rivals and her sister. Now, this is Chris Stokes, and allegedly it's been rumored that he is like literally the president of a NAMBLA chapter. You guys can Google NAMBLA.
In the latest development, Meteor Morton, Chris Stokes' ex-wife Dot came forward to confirm the disturbing allegations that had long haunted her ex-husband's career. Morton, who married Stokes in 2004, revealed that she had long known about his behavior and the accusations against him, but had remained silent until now. "I married him in 2004, Morton said in an Instagram post. "I know the truth about what he did, and I can confirm the allegations. It's time for the truth to be told." Morton's statement added another layer of credibility to the accusations, forcing the public to reassess the entire situation. Morton revealed that Stokes had tried to pressure her into silence, using his position of power to intimidate and manipulate those around him. Her comments have sent shockwaves through the music industry, especially since they come from someone who was intimately familiar with Stokes' personal life. If his own wife is speaking out, it begs the question, how many more people know the truth and are still too afraid to speak?
Let me tell you, I don't feel safe. I'm in Kansas City. I'm at the Hilton Hotel. And I'm telling everybody right now, Rasby does not feel safe. Pull out an APB for Rasby in Kansas City. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe.
Yeah, I definitely think something happened to him. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but I think something happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between him and Chris, or him and other people?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's
Done. I got you. I got you. I got you, Ray, and I need you to have me too, because I think I. Nah, I respect you, Ray. Nah, I would never want to disrespect you, your mom, or your sister. Little video on World Star, I make it real organic, but I do like a little video where I'm playing a song or whatever, and I clear that shit up for everybody or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I can either do it that way. Hold on. I don't even want you to play the song. Like, I just want you to be like, because I'm on a whole nother page, and like, you know, I got endorsers and shit. I'm getting a lot of paper now.
The resurgence of Stokes' story came at a time when the Diddy scandal was making waves in the media. The Diddy scandal brought to light the darker side of the entertainment industry, particularly when it came to how young artists were treated behind closed doors. As people began to ask questions about past behaviors in the industry, the allegations against Stokes were thrust back into the public eye. According to insiders, this wasn't just about a past grievance or isolated incidents. As the public's attention shifted toward these issues, more victims were emboldened to come forward, and Stokes' name resurfaced with a vengeance. Stokes, who had long kept a low profile, is now facing increasing scrutiny from the public and the press. While many have tried to sweep the allegations under the rug, the pressure is mounting. As the #MeToo movement continues to shed light on abuses within the entertainment industry, people are beginning to wonder, why has Chris Stokes never faced real consequences?
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, king of the... If you ask me, baby. Jermaine Dupri, small as a child.
It was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape for me.
48 hours. Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
One of the most heartbreaking aspects of this story is the tragic death of Quindon Tarver in 2021. Tarver, who had spoken out about his abuse at the hands of Stokes and Houston, passed away in a car accident at the age of 38. His sudden death raised many questions, especially given the emotional toll his years of trauma had taken on him. Before his passing, Tarver posted a deeply emotional message on Instagram, reflecting on the pain he had experienced and the lessons he had learned. He wrote, "I thought I had found a family in the music industry, but I quickly realized I was just another victim of a system designed to exploit young talent. The people who were supposed to protect me betrayed me." His death has left many fans and observers wondering whether the car accident was truly an accident, or if there was something more sinister at play. Some speculate that Tarver's passing was connected to his attempt to speak out against Stokes and the industry that protected him.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right.
Despite the serious nature of the allegations, the industry's response has been underwhelming, to say the least. After Raz-B's accusations in 2007, the industry didn't rally behind him, quite the opposite. In fact, instead, many dismissed his claims, labeling him as unstable or attention-seeking. The same treatment was extended to Tarver after his tragic passing. Despite the overwhelming evidence of abuse, both in public statements and private testimonies, the music industry has been notably silent. Industry moguls.artists. And media outlets have largely ignored the calls for justice, opting instead to focus on their profits and public image. But the silence is beginning to crack. As more victims come forward and more people question the status quo, the industry's refusal to address these issues becomes harder to justify.
Something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me.
Amidst the growing pressure, sources are now reporting that Chris Stokes is considering fleeing the United States to avoid facing the fallout from his past. Rumors have circulated that he plans to leave the country, potentially seeking refuge in a place where his past cannot catch up with him. This news has only added fuel to the fire, with many asking why Stokes feels the need to run if he's truly innocent. Is he trying to escape the consequences of his actions? Or is he simply trying to avoid the media frenzy that is sure to follow him wherever he goes?
And then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion?
Yeah. As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you're in LA. Yeah, this will be yours.
His place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody
did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
As we look back on the life and career of Chris Stokes, one thing is clear: his rise to fame came with a dark side that no one wanted to talk about. The allegations against him have persisted for years, but only now is the public beginning to take them seriously, with the testimonies of former victims, a confirming ex-wife, and a growing backlash from the public. Chris Stokes may not be able to escape his past for much longer. The truth is out there, but will anyone be brave enough to confront it?
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up, and back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes.
Or the time he said this.
This ain't for nobody else but you. You take your time, boy. I see you. Fly ass motherfucker doing Vegas. You in the kitchen. Eating all my shit.
No homo. We're going to have a contest. You know, we're going to have a contest. We're going to get our breath first because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're going to go back and forth.
You know, first of all, make sure my mic is on. Before I even get into trashing Diddy.
Thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger.
Now, I cannot confirm or deny what's in this book, but ain't nobody fit Natasha K. Me. So in this book, it detailed his relationships with men, footage of those encounters. It had the names of the men he slept with, a disease. Allegedly, Diddy giving Usher a disease.
It's his 16th birthday.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
Been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into acts with him. There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, you know, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry.
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct.
I basically said to myself, I'm like, God, if you're real, you get me through this season of stopping these pills and stuff. And if you do, I'll do the rest of the work.